Dun, 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 dun. Hey, it's another episode. I haven't done this in a long time, but this is a special episode. Z's Gaming Home Theater, and it's also coming up very, very soon, Black Friday. So, all you guys out there, if you got to make your Christmas list, if you want Santa Claus to come visit you, you want to stay tuned to this show. And we're going to have another broadcast. One of my favorite people talking about home theater. Excuse me. Old and fat. Yes, that's right. We're going to start the show. Hey, what's happening, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Z's Gaming Home Theater. I'm your host, Z. Thank you guys for coming on our Friday. Uh, so, guys, thank you guys for coming in. I have not done this a Friday episode of Z's Gaming Home Theater. We have. I want you to listen to this broadcast. We got 5 guys talking about home theater. That'll be coming up in a couple of seconds. But yeah, Black Friday. All you guys ready? Now, this is going to be the real first timing of Black Friday. Are you guys going to wait outside the stores? Or are you just going to do online shopping? I do the online shopping. I'm way too old and too fat to wait in line. But they're going to have some good deals. They're going to have some great deals. Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart. So we got that going on. I'm going to eat. I'm going to enjoy this real quickly. They're all standby. So if you have questions, yes, I know I'm getting old. But yes, I got to get some hours done, so that's why I'm doing this. Guys, thank you guys for coming in. If you have questions for me, we're going to get this thing started. I'm going to put the guys up here. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Here is the show. Give me. And basically, these guys want me to share the video. So I'm sharing the video to my audience. It's amazing home theater tours. It is easy, high tech. They only have they're less than 2,000 subscribers. Very, very popular. So they made it 7 days ago. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna do this while I eat. They're gonna talk about their favorite home theater, what they bought, and I'll put my suggestions at the end. But yes, guys, do your shopping online. You don't have to worry about those knuckleheads. They're gonna have Black Friday. They're gonna have Thursday afternoon deals. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. Here we go. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Another thing too is I've got a DCR lens in my video chain, a Panamorph DCR lens.
Wow.
And for the longest time, prior to, Chris has been at my house twice. He came in 2019 before the whole COVID thing started, when he first started doing tours, video tours. He came out here to the Texas area, to the San Antonio area, and he calibrated my system at that time. And then he came again, probably late 2022, I think it was. And for the longest, I thought that I was using nonlinear stretch in my video chain with my Lumagen and my DCR lens. But the picture was so freaking fantastic. It fit my screen like it was native to the 235 screen that I have. All of the real estate was utilized like it was native to the screen, all of the content I was watching. So for the longest, I thought nonlinear stretch was just the most fantastic thing I'd ever seen, right? And then Chris comes and he calibrates my system. He finishes doing all of the color calibrations and everything else. And finally, he gets to the actual features of the Lumagen just to, get things calibrated there the way that I wanted to have it. And then he set up nonlinear stretch. And I'm looking at my screen and I'm like, man, Chris, what did you just do? He was like, Taurus, that's nonlinear stretch. I was like, that's not what I had before, Chris. I'm not too sure what you did. He was like, Taurus, this is nonlinear stretch. You said you had nonlinear stretch. I was like, do me a favor. Can you remove it? Or can you put the setting back to what I had before? So he put it back to where I had before. And sure enough, I've not been using nonlinear stretch since I've had my DCR lens, and I was playing around using auto aspect ratio control with Lumagen. So I've not needed to use nonlinear stretch. And every piece of content that I watch on my screen, whether it's 16 by 9, 240, 2.2, 2.0, all of it displays on the real estate of my screen as if it is native to that 235 screen without using nonlinear stretch. And I've played around checking, is there something cut off at the top, or is it cutting off stuff at the bottom and whatnot? And nothing's actually being cut. So like I said, it's just a fantastic product. And if with all of the great things that I have in my setup, that's the one thing that I think I would always, the first thing that I would put in a new system if I was establishing a new theater somewhere.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I didn't use mine with my projector too much, but I did get some settings set up, just playing around with it prior, just testing different stuff on different projectors and stuff like that, and just the sheer code that I got without a full calibration was such a major difference. I got the code from Jim. To punch it in, and he said, "Hey, look, this is just like an average. It'll definitely do a lot better for you, but you still need to calibrate. This is just something that we can provide to you to help you." So, but yeah, it was like a 4-digit code that I punched in on the remote, and boom, it just it automatically set the settings to some processing that they pre-set up with that code. So yeah, it was pretty good.
That Addison is not going to be cheap, man.
No,
it's going to be $13,000.
$13,000.
It is. Like I said, it's going to compete with the. It's going to compete with the FDR
code.
Hold on, though. 13,000, and let me not. I probably shouldn't say this, but 13,000 is the MSRP retail price.
Yeah,
What's going to be the street price for guys like you?
No comment. Let's not get in trouble.
If I get the street price, I just might upgrade myself. I always told myself that a friend of mine asked me years ago, he said, what would it take for you to upgrade your projector? I said, truthfully, my projector is the last thing that's going to get upgraded in my video chain. The first thing that's going to get upgraded is a Lumagen. And until Jim Peterson and Lumagen comes out with a new 4K 120 hertz product, there's no reason for me to upgrade my video chain. And sure enough, man, 2 years later, here he is at CEDIA talking about the Artisan. And I'm like, I think might have to wait a couple more years before I upgrade. The 13,000 MSRP,
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then you got to get a new projector, because you want to be able to display that 4K 120 nice and fresh. I have it at time. I want to look at time. It's going to be another 13,000, 15,000. No, I don't think so. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, he's going to skip this one and wait for the new Barco 2nd gen. So
whatever. What do I look like, Don?
Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing?
What projector do you have?
I have the oh, I'm sorry, you're talking Ike?
Yeah.
Oh, I have the NZ7, so I'm
Oh,
not
that's all.
upgrading it anytime soon.
The projector.
Yeah.
How about you, Taurus? What projector are you running in yours?
The NX9.
Wow.
Yeah, the NX9. I'm a bulb guy, and the reason I'm a bulb guy is because
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to upgrade that one. You're fine.
yeah, the reason I'm a bulb guy is because I use my theater a lot, man. I don't just watch movies. I just talked about gaming, right? So what has concerned me is, and I know it'll last a lot longer than the 20,000 hours that folks say that it's rated for. But man, I'll go through 20,000 hours probably in about 4 to 5 years. You know, as much as I use my theater and as much as I watch movies,
Wow.
TV shows, basketball, right? So I switch out my bulb probably once every 18 months, somewhere around there. Last year I did it in 12 months. I think I switched it out at about 1,300 hours. It didn't really put a heat to it, but I just really wanted a nice fresh switch. But Chris came and calibrated. The last time Chris calibrated, I just left that bulb in because the color calibration is still looking really nice right now. But it's getting pretty close to the time for me to switch the bulb out. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I probably won't do laser for a while, because I like being able to get a nice, almost like a nice fresh cut, even though I'm kind of hairless now. Right?
But isn't the laser is 20,000 hours to 50% or something like that of brightness?
That's what they say, yeah.
That's what they say, right? Okay.
Well, the technology is so new. You know, and that's really the thing
I
for me.
wonder. I mean, there's got to be a way to service a $15,000 projector with a new laser
I know, with
engine.
a laser, right? Like if it just
I mean,
comes
it isn't like you can go, JVC doesn't have like a spot that says, hey, this is a laser replacement, you know, a part or anything like that. Not that I'm
I
aware of.
imagine you send it in, like.
Oh, I'm sending it back to them. They gonna find a way. if you pay for that NC900 or whatever, the new one, shit, I'm sending it back after 3 years. They better fix that team or whatever.
I'm with you on that.
I'm on bulb too, so you know.
Yeah,
I got the, so
Adrian, I really don't see a reason for, I don't know about you, but I do not have an inkling to want to go to laser. I'm going to stay on bulb as long as I can until we really find out what that technology can do. I know laser projectors have been around for a while, but it's mostly been on the high end for the most part.
yeah.
So the reason I'm seeing for laser is just for the brightness and the HDR, right? I think that you're going to get a bigger pop from the laser, you know, for HDR versus what you can for a bulb right now.
You know,
that would be the only thing that I'm looking at right now. But I mean, even so, even with the laser, you're still not getting a true HDR, right? You know, it's not quite there yet. I know that Epson's trying to push that limit. Barco and Christie are pushing it for several hundred thousands of dollars to get there. But you know, on the normal consumer level, you know, the Epson, the newer Epsons are coming out 5,000 lumens, and you know, ANSI lumens, whatever it comes down to after the calibration and everything else. It's probably still going to be higher than a calibrated bulb. So you make that's the only thing I'm seeing. I don't know if you're gaming in HDR or not.
I am actually. Like I said, every aspect that I'm able to do with my movie watching and TV watching, I can do gaming because of what Lumagen is capable of doing and the additional output that I get from the Panamorph DCR lens. But the last thing I'm going to say about the Lumagen really quick is I remember this is in a testament to their customer service. I was gaming one day, and I think what was the name of the game? Days Gone. Days Gone had just come out on the PlayStation 5, and when I was playing, I was getting a lot of screen tearing, and this is on a console. And typically, you get screen tearing on a PC. So it's kind of rare that you get something like that on a console because, you know, PlayStation quality checks that stuff before they actually put it out there for folks to purchase. So I knew it wasn't a PlayStation, so it had to be the Lumagen. So I reached out to Jim that day and explained to him what was going on. He told me to send him a copy, emailed him a copy of my file, of the file, the profile that you actually have that you can put in to your particular Lumagen. I sent him the file. Sure enough, about 3 hours later, I guess one of his engineers, Patrick, was able to recreate the issue that I was having on the PlayStation with that game. They sent me a new updated file to apply to my Lumagen, and sure enough, the darn thing was working fantastically. Now, if that's not an accelerated and excelled level of customer service, then I really don't know what it is, man.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different level right there, man.
It really
Yeah.
is. You got to buy into the ecosystem. They're not cheap, but once you do, they definitely take care of the constituency in their customer base.
Yeah, that was a quick question that came in from Richard. How does the Lumagen work compared to on the video wall? I have no idea. I didn't even know you could pair that with a video wall, but I guess.
Well, I mean, I think it would work the way that it would work with any display device. There's a lot of flexibility that you can do with a video processor. It really doesn't matter the display. Once you actually have it calibrated to whatever it is that you're utilizing, you're going to get a fantastic image. It's going to work fantastically. But I'd absolutely reach out to send an email to Lumagen. I think it's just support@lumagen.com, I think is their email. And you can ask those questions and they'll absolutely be happy to answer it for you.
Yeah, the great thing about those processors, Richard, is you can tune them to your TV, right? So, or your just video wall or whatever it is. So, if your TV or your just video wall is capable of producing 5,000 lumens, you adjust your Lumagen, the settings in there to tell it, okay, this is the highest it can go, and this is the lowest it can go, right? So that way, it tone maps according to those particular. I just lost lumens. It'll tone map according to the lumens that your display is capable of. So yeah, so we turned this into a Lumagen show. We didn't mean to. But
Let's not talk about Kaleidoscape.
No, I couldn't Kaleidoscape, but no.
I don't have the affinity for Kaleidoscape that I do for Lumagen, but it's a fantastic project to live. Get me wrong.
Yeah, no. But Adrian and Ike and Paul and I have had numerous Kaleidoscape conversations.
Yeah, I don't want to.
More like therapy sessions.
No pain.
The bear is so poked, it's not even like.
That is no problem.
I think the aunt has like 3 of them.
Wait, is that the bee?
Be in the house.
Okay.
Is that
I'm shooting
installed?
the video.
Okay.
I'm shooting the video on it now for setup and everything else like that. So
Can you just send it so I can test it since your home theater is still a few months away? I'll pay for next day shipping.
I'm glad that you said a few months because actually I hung the last piece of drywall
Don't
the other
push it.
day.
I was just trying to make
I have no more drywall. All I have to do is mud now. So I hung the last piece of drywall the other day. So we're getting there.
Oh man, so
you
hanging
can't call me-
drywall is the easy part. So
I know, right?
now the hard part, how long is that gonna take? That only took a year. 12 sheets of drywall.
Take your time, man. Take as long as you need. Because
Oh,
you don't want to
he
do what I
is.
did when I set my theater
You
up.
don't have to tell him. You don't have to
He's
tell him
already
that.
doing it.
Yeah, like
I'm telling you, don't let them push you, man. Take your time, get it done right, because you did not want to do what I had to do over the last 2 years, upgrading my theater and fixing stuff, man. So you do it right the first time, you're good to go. I'm
Yeah. And he is correct. He is correct. That's one of the guys that I listen to all the time. He is a young brother from Texas. He has his dedicated home theater, and he's telling the truth. Learn from experience. But here's the thing. If you want to dedicate a home theater, the first thing you need to do is to do your research. Research is key. The key thing for your home theater is research. research your TV if you're going to have it, research your projector if you're going to have it, research your AV receiver if you're going to have it. If you're going to use any kind of console, Xbox or PlayStation, do your research. Make sure your consoles have Blu-ray, so if you got Blu-ray DVDs or whatever, you have that. Make sure you have research. Make sure your PC for a home theater, make sure you have a dedicated PC, not a work one, but a dedicated one that's on 24/7. Why I can explain it to you, but your PC, if you have many PCs in your house, for your home theater, don't use a laptop. The laptop is slow. It doesn't hold a lot of hard drive space. The memory's so shot. But like I said, if you're going to do a dedicated home theater, get somebody, or you can build yourself, build you a dedicated, it's called home theater PC. Basically, the function of that is to play your videos, play your movies, your TV shows, and your music. You can add as many gigabytes of memory as you want. The more gigabytes of memory, the faster the processing is. Make sure you have a dedicated process. You can pick out everything you want in your theater and your PC. So it's going to be a long process. Yes, I know. But first things first, if you're going to have a dedicated home theater, you got to have permission. I don't have to worry about it because I'm not married. So I am in the process of doing the process of research. I have learned over the years the best is not the best. The most expensive is not good for me. I did my research. I started back in the day with a 2.0 Pioneer receiver, not surround sound, just regular dedicated receiver. And I was one of those guys that I put 4 or 6 speakers around my room as possible. That's when I was with my parents. And that thing was powerful. It's an old, oh, by the way, if you're going to have a good audio receiver, I recommend Pioneer or Yamaha. Pioneer or Yamaha for basic home theater or the video, and then if you're going to talk about the real expensive, you got to go to Denon, real expensive Pioneer, but they will cost several $1,000, and I don't think your wife is going to do that. Yeah, it's one of those things you just got to have it good. The second thing is you got to figure out where you're going to put this thing at. Are you going to have a dedicated room, which I am planning to do. I'm also planning to do like a living room situation. But my bedroom is for where I got my stuff now. I got a 52-inch TV, which is good, for my size, for my bedroom. But the thing is, Black Friday's coming up. I'm going to see if I can get me a good size TV less than $200. I know they're going to be having like a 65. I am looking for a 65 or 75 inch for my living room, less than $200. Black Friday's a good sale. Amazon, Best Buy, Newegg is not going to have it. But Best Buy, Best Buy or Amazon, I recommend Amazon or Best Buy. I do not recommend Walmart. Walmart will have the cheap stuff. The same. The TCL, I got an Amazon. I got it like 5 years ago. Still running good. Excellent TV. And yeah, you're all set. So the next thing you need to do is you need to find out what size room you're going to put it in. If you got a spare bedroom, and you want to make it to your man cave, the thing is, make sure your bedroom, make sure you can Get your window, cover it up, make sure it's dark blue or black. If you're on your own house and you can paint your room, I wish I owned this, but I live in an apartment. But if you have your own home, you paint your room black or dark blue or gray. I recommend midnight black, but you need to have your theater as dark as possible. You don't want no lights coming out while you're watching a movie. You don't want no lights, or especially at night, you see the lights. You don't want that. Anyway, so you want to have your dedicated room. You want to have as dark as possible. As far as audio and video equipment, I would say the audio AV is Pioneer or Yamaha. Make sure you have Pioneer or Yamaha speakers. Make sure they're all in sync with your AV receiver. So don't go and get something else. Make sure they're all Pioneer or all Yamaha with your system. Your system needs to talk to all your components. My Yamaha system talks to my Xbox. Xbox talks to my Yamaha receiver. Xbox hooks up to the internet, so it goes to that. You will be perfect. Perfect. I'm telling you, it'll be perfect. I mean, great. Either ways, so when you got all that done, if you can do it yourself, that is fine. But if you get somebody that can help you, a friend or a buddy, or you can pay somebody to set it up for you, cost you a little bit of money, but you set it up because this is gonna be your baby. This is my room. This is my stuff. I'm gonna do it my way. So you buy your chairs. People do couches. I want to do a cinnamon chair. I want to have one for the king, which is me. So I'm looking for that. I wish I could do 2 rows of 3. But I don't have my bedroom has been bad, and it's just. We'll think about that later. But yes. Next day you gotta have a budget. You gotta try to stick. You gotta stick with your budget as best as you can. Sometimes you blow your money. The main thing is don't overspend. You don't need the best products for the best money. You don't need to pay the most expensive TV, the most expensive AV receiver, the most expensive speaker. This is a learning process. It's a learning process to do that. They said make sure your floor is in. Now your wires, your speaker wires, I recommend, if I were you, I would recommend all your wires go to your AV rack. Make sure you have all your components in the AV rack, whatever you want. You can put it in the front, you can put it in the rear, you can put it in a closet. Make sure that closet has a little fan in there because your components will get hot. But you gotta make sure it's running 24/7. So just make sure you have functioning air in and out. So your AV receiver will be the most to get hot, and your PC might get hot too. So you might have. I can talk about that all day. But that's a few tips. I'm getting ready to get out of here, but that's a few tips I want to give you. I'm gonna try to do a weekend series starting tomorrow. We're gonna get into the deep of gaming and home theater. So don't forget to hit that button tomorrow afternoon. I'll give you some updates and reminders what date, what time. Tomorrow I'll be on. I'll do with both channels. But this gaming home theater is gonna let's get this gaming home theater up to 500. Let's try to get this 500 by the end of the year. And by the way, make sure you have your money. Save your money. Black Friday is coming up. I like to thank HT guys. Thank you guys for your information and your input about your home theater. I appreciate that. We'll play him. We'll play them tomorrow too because they are very good at what they do. Let's see here. And by the way, I want to thank everybody who's watching this video. Appreciate you watching this video. Don't forget my other channel, The Z Show and The Z Show Comes Fun. Until then, I'll see you guys later.